Hello, guys, and welcome to Politically Unhinged. So, I do have to let you guys know. Unfortunately, there will not be an intro for these next two podcast episodes uh, because I forgot my laptop down in Virginia. So, I'm using one of my family members right now. Oh, so there's not going to be an intro. I mean, whatever. What you going to do, right? So let's talk about it. All right. So the Biden crime family. What's been going on there? There's been so much shit going on. And it's like, what the fuck? All right. And the entire nation is going ahead and they're going to be like, oh, what the hell? We're just now finding out about this. Biden's so corrupt. We're just now finding out. Well, the thing is, this has been going on ever since Biden got involved in politics. But the entire nation is just now going ahead and understanding that, hey, maybe there is something going on here. Now, there's all these leaks now coming out with Joe Biden and his son Hunter saying that, oh, all this stuff is actually happening. Joe Biden has emails upon emails with freaking pseudonyms. One of them's just freaking awful that you can literally tell it's him. Because like it literally has like a version of his name and like freaking Dover, Delaware or something. Like, what? It's so freaking ridiculous. And now you have the left going on and saying that, like, oh, what you think is crazy. What's going on is just something that is that's just manipulating everything with the damn right. Granted, like, look, all right, you guys know, I hate both sides of the political aisle. I think both sides are corrupt. I think both sides are stupid. All right, that's why I started this movement. However, I can tell you this. The left is far more corrupt than the right. Now, if you guys want to see a documentary of me going ahead and diving into the Biden crime family, we'll talk about it. We'll try to get something set up with my good friend H.G. Gorner who is the, owner of EPAC. So we'll go ahead and talk to him about it if you want to go ahead and see what we can do there. Sure. Because we are planning on doing something special with each other very, very soon. So let's talk about the Biden crime family. I mean, we touched up on it several times in episode, but have we really talked about their failures? The failures of the Biden family. That is what the family is known for. The family is known for just strict failure upon failure. They do not care of what's going on. They just go ahead and say, hey, if we fail, who's going to pick it up? It's going to be the American people. Now, they're not the only ones that think this. It's every politician in the world. It's even the Hollywood elites. Not sure if you guys heard, but Oprah and The Rock. All right. So they went ahead. They're like, okay, we need to raise money to support Maui. Fine, whatever. All right. So they're saying we're going to pledge $100 million. These people are billionaires. They're millionaires. All right. And they're going ahead and saying, we're going to pledge it. We're going to use your money to raise it. Your money. While you're going ahead and you're struggling in this terrible economy. It's a terrible economy. Let's be honest, folks. It's honestly one of the worst economies that we've ever had. It probably is the worst. But people are saying that it is not bad because we haven't hit 2 quarters of negative growth. However, if we look at this matrix by matrix, we are in a depression. We have been in a depression long before 2020. We've been in a depression long before Trump got elected. Now, we just say like, oh, the Great Recession of whatever the fuck. Who cares? Well, here's the thing. Do we get out of it because we had those quarters of growth? Sure, yeah, whatever. But We're in a silent depression, folks. Right? The income that people had in the Great Depression, which was about what, $8,000 annually, and you go ahead and you raise that to the freaking inflation numbers that we have currently. Do you know what these people are making? These people would be making about $80,000. That's the median. All right? And want to know what the median is for the American people now? 56,000. 56,000 a year. Now, why is this? It's because that our politicians have failed us 100%, but we've also failed each other. We failed each other in this by electing the same group of people that promise the same things over and over again, saying that we're going to do this better. No, they're not. They're not going to do this better. They're not going to fix this for you. They never will. Because why would they? Why would they? Because they're making so much money off of you. They're making so much money off of it. All right? They're making so much money off your failures, off the American people's failures. And heed my words, all right? If the fake freaking pandemic doesn't get people out to vote for Biden, or should I say the dead, to vote for that Biden, what's going to happen is Joe Biden is going to start a war in the Middle East or with Russia or China before the election cycle comes. That is what he's going to do. Don't believe me? All signs are pointing to it. All signs are pointing to Joe Biden starting a war. All signs. Who knows? It might just be a civil war, but God damn it, there's going to be a war no matter what. But all the signs are leading up to it. That's all I'm saying. Now, the Biden family. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about a few things, actually. All right. So 9/11's coming up. All right. Joe Biden is set to break a 22-year tradition. All right. Every president for 22 years, so all three of them, all right, either stayed in the White House during 9/11 or went to ground zero. All right. For 22 years. Those were the two things. Joe Biden, then, guess what he's doing? Joe Biden isn't going to be anywhere near the White House or ground zero. He's not. He's not going to be anywhere near it. Now, he has something going on in Hungary, and then he's going to go over to Alaska for 9/11. Really, Joe? Really? Showing that you do not care about the American people furthermore. Even on the day where thousands of people lost their lives. Now, not to mention that under Joe Biden's, Hillary Clinton's, and Obama's watch, the second 9/11 that happened, Benghazi, is also coming up. Is there going to be any remarks on that? No, there are not. All right? Now, do I have to give Joe props, okay? He made it to Hawaii. It took him 14 days to get there, but he made it there. Finally. It took him 14 days. He hightailed it away from New York City. 100%. He did. Now, gotta give Joe props, right? It took him 14 days to get to Hawaii. All right, now. But the thing is, he still hasn't been to Ohio. He still hasn't been to Ohio. Like, what? Joe. Is it because you know Ohio's going to go red? Is it because you know that? Like, what? Yeah, that's got to be the reason. So, we all know that Joe Biden hasn't been to Ohio. Oh, it's been months since that train derailment, and Joe Biden has gone ahead and been like, oh, yeah, well, man, whatever. We're just not going to be over there. We're not going to do anything about it. Come on, Joe. Are you kidding me? All right. There's so much failures in this presidency. And we're just going to have to say, hey, whatever. Let's go ahead. I got to find the damn article that I'm trying to pull up here for you guys. You know what? Let's talk about this one. And it's been a little bit over a year since the pullout of Afghanistan. And Afghanistan was a predictable, preventable disaster. 100%. It was. Now, was it for Joe? No, it wasn't. Because he pulled out during the prime fighting seasons of the Middle East, forcing American people to lose their lives and having them be stranded there for months. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't there still American people in Afghanistan because Joe doesn't have a set of balls to do what's right? Just saying. All right. Joe Biden's presidency filled with failures. I mean, Afghanistan, it was a failure. It was not successful by any means. If this was successful, no one would have lost their lives, and we would have had the American civilians back here as well. All right? Just saying, Joe. You pulled out, and then you had the freaking Taliban take over an entire freaking country. And you're saying it was successful. It is not. I know that you're a mouthpiece for the DNC, but god damn it, Joe. Oh, I know that you can't go ahead and rub two brain cells together to get a spark of intelligence. But whatever. Whatever. You guys agree with me that this is a disaster? That it was far predictable? And guess what? Joe Biden, this just marks his failures. We're talking about his failures in the presidency and his failures as a family man. Because he says that he's a big family person. Oh, I love my family. I love them. The Biden family, we're all here. We're all great. Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right. It took years for Joe Biden to go ahead and say that he has a 7th grandchild. And he denied that grandchild to have the Biden name. And we're supposed to say, like, oh yeah, Joe Biden's a big family person. The fuck he is. The fuck he is. All right? Just saying. If you have a grandchild or a child that you refuse to say that they are part of the family, you're not a family person. There's something wrong with you. Especially when that child is 4 years old and hasn't done anything. But we don't know who has done stuff, who he keeps on saying is the brightest man that he's ever met. He's so smart. He's so courageous. Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden, everyone. Hunter Biden. He's the brightest man ever. He's smarter than Bill Gates and Stephen Hawking and Albert Einstein combined. Man, he's so intelligent, guys. Don't you know that? He is so intelligent that Joe says that he's bright. If you have two brain cells to rub together, you can tell that he's not. Right? Well, no, it's also not bright. The people that buy his paintings. I mean, we've all seen it. I only have 6 grandchildren. Yep. That's Joe Biden for you. Yeah. But here's something that came out on July 28th, just so you know, guys. Biden finally speaks out on granddaughter he refused to acknowledge for years. Navy Joan Roberts. So what does he say? Biden and Lady Joe Biden have repeatedly refused to acknowledge Navy, frequently omitting her by claiming they have 4 granddaughters. So, December 2022, as you guys know, that it marked the second Christmas season in a row where the White House left Navy out. So, Biden incorrectly said that the First Lady and Joe Biden have 5 grandchildren, forgetting about their newborn Beau Biden, but completely leaving out Navy. At a White House Take Your Child to Work Day event in April, Biden claimed to only have 6 grandchildren. Oh. Great art. Yeah. Great artist, too. Yep. Hunter's such a great artist. So, let's talk about this. So, in June, Hunter settled in his Arkansas child support case with Roberts' mother, London Alexis Roberts, ending a years-long paternity dispute. A court filing showed Hunter agreed to give his daughter some of his paintings, and the mother of the child agreed to withdraw her counterclaim to change their child's last name to Biden. All right, so really, this is the family person that we all know in the White House, people. He's a big family guy. All right? He's so great at being a family person, guys. That he won't let his granddaughter have the name Biden. But don't worry. She can go ahead and have her father's paintings that look like a freaking 3-year-old painted them. You know what? Let's pull up a painting. Let's pull up a painting for you guys. Let's go ahead. All right. All right. Let's get. Oh, we got a few to look at. Let's look at these. Like, what the heck is this thing? What the fuck is that? What the hell is that? It looks like someone vomited and freaking smeared their shit on the canvas. All right. Now look at this thing. It's a fucking cube in the background. It's a cube. What the hell? I can paint that. I can 100% paint that. Like, how the hell is this art? Like, what? All right. All right. Let's keep on talking about the Biden failures, everyone. All right. This is from the Heritage Foundation. All right. 6 failures of Biden's presidency. Oh, yeah. In year 2. All right. Biden said that the border crisis didn't begin overnight. Really? Really? It's not like that we had, I don't know, actual laws in place to go ahead and say, like, hey, let's make sure this doesn't happen. But then as soon as you took office, you went ahead and removed those. And it happened overnight. Huh. It's like it happened overnight, actually. The average American family has lost $7,100 in purchasing power under Biden due to inflation and high interest rates. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We're not in a recession. We're not in a depression whatsoever. Everything's great. You might be feeling it in your wallet, but everything's fine, guys. Biden and his administration frequently takes opportunities to portray half the country as evil and anti-democratic monsters. I mean, you guys remember Joe Biden literally standing outside. What was it? Freedom Hall? I think it was. I don't know exactly. Can't remember. Well, like he had that. It was freaking red behind him. It looks like fucking Nazi Germany there. And we're supposed to be like, oh yeah, everything's good. Yeah, don't you worry, guys. Good job there. Everything's fine. Good job. Good job, everyone. Good job. Now, let's keep on looking at more failures from Joe Biden in year 2. All right. So we know that immigration. Ah, yes. The woke administrative state. Oh, don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. What we're going to go ahead and do, I'm going to literally hire people just based on their race and their sexual orientation and their so-called gender identity to pack the White House. Yes, that would be good. That would be good for the country. I'm going to hire a gay person that has no experience whatsoever to be the transportation secretary. And guess what? We're still in a freaking crisis because of him. This guy is so fucking terrible at his job. We're supposed to be like, oh yeah, everything's good. Yeah, just don't pay attention to it, guys. Don't worry. Don't pay attention. Don't pay attention. Don't worry. All right. Let's keep on going. Oh, the specter of scandal. All right. Shall we talk about that? There's so many scandals that we can't just go ahead and catch up on one or two. But you know what? Let's talk about them, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's do rapid fire for them. Ready? All right. So there's the prosecuting of his political enemies that he's doing. Obviously, the scandal that broke out with his son Hunter. There's 2. Oh, there's so many, guys. All right, let's keep on thinking about them. All right. Oh yeah, the scandal where like he's going ahead and saying, "Oh yeah, you have to mandate vaccines for everything." That's 3. Yeah. The Afghanistan pullout. That's 4. All right, let's keep on going. Come on, going, guys. Let's fun them in the comments too. Let's fun them in the chat while we're doing this. All right, we got 4 so far. Let's keep on going. All right. So let's see. We got 4. Coke in the White House. That's 5. Ukraine business. That's 6. Dealings with China. That's 7. We're just talking about stuff in the presidency right now. That's 7 already that I could think of on top of my head. Oh yeah, don't forget classified documents that he's had for years that he shouldn't have had as the vice president. What is that, 8? This is just stuff that I'm thinking on the top of my head, and we're supposed to go, oh yeah, nothing to see here. All right, and the no return to normalcy. Yep. Don't worry, we're going to return to normalcy. Took us a long-ass time, didn't it, Joe? Took us a long-ass time to return to so-called normalcy with you. In some places in the country, they're still not returned to normalcy because of the growing crime rate because of your administration and that the Democrat Party likes to push. I mean, like, look at freaking California. You go into a Walgreens and they padlock everything. Everything because your political party doesn't believe in prosecuting people when they break the fucking law. Don't worry, guys. Nothing to see here, though. Nothing to see here. Really, Joe? All right. Let's see. Let's wait for those ones with Hunter Biden for a bit. Let's talk about Bidenomics. Bidenomics, everyone. Bidenomics. It's great. By the way, this is coming from the New York Post. All right? That Bidenomics is nothing but failure. All right? It's nothing but failure. It is a record of failure, everyone. This is a left-leaning news site that's saying that's nothing but failure. And well, they're right. Let's go into it. All right. This past week, President Biden decided to embark on a nationwide tour touting the extraordinary success of Bidenomics. You know, the reason why you're paying so much more for daily things. You know, food, gas, shelter, needs, everything. Paying so much more. In one speech, Biden diversely repeated the trickle-down straw man 15 times, which exceeded his combined mentions of his own record on inflation, wages, and stock market. Perhaps distraction was the president's best option in giving the public's 36% approval rating. 36%. Well, know what Trump's lowest approval rating was? It was like 40. It's like 40% while he was president. All right? Of an economic record dominated by soaring federal debt and surging inflation and stagnant real incomes. I have no clue why the hell they freaking put that. That's freaking stupid. Don't worry, guys. This is exactly how it's supposed to go, though. You got to tout that Bidenomics. You got to tout paying more at the gas pump, where you're paying freaking $40 to fill up your gas tank at a minimum. $40. No, it wasn't long ago when you were paying just about $2 a gallon. Well, don't worry. Bidenomics is working. Give me a freaking break. If you think Bidenomics is working, you're as stupid as Joe. You're stupid as him. You're as an ignorant person as him, and you don't have two brain cells to rub together, so it makes sense why you voted for him. Now, people, we see videos going around now going like, oh, I voted for Joe Biden, but oh my God, I'm not voting for him again. We're seeing this from blacks. We're seeing this from a lot of women, too. We're seeing this from a lot of young people saying this as well. But the DNC says, do not worry, do not worry. The Republicans are going to run Trump, and we're going to win. You guys aren't going to win. All right? What's going to happen is that you're going to steal the election, if anything, but let's talk about it. All right. What happened was, as well, during the Biden presidency, they went ahead and took the power away from the vice president to go ahead and certify the election results. And it's just like, oh yeah, it's now just traditional. What? That was literally the power that the vice president was given in the Constitution. And they went ahead, Congress was just like, oh yeah, you You don't do that. That's what we do. What the hell? I tell you, this country is going to hell in a handbasket, and we're just getting started with the failures of the Bidens. Fucking. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Inflation exceeded wage growth and caused families to fall further behind. Since he took out office, hourly compensation adjusted for inflation has fallen by 5%. 5%. Everyone yelled he doesn't have the power. Then they passed a law afterwards. Yep. That's literally what happened, Krabby Turtle. That's literally what happened. Oh, he doesn't have the power to do it, but let's go ahead. Let's pass a law and make sure he definitely doesn't. Guess what? That law is actually illegal because they didn't actually amend the Constitution for it. Just saying. So if Republicans were smart enough, they would go ahead and challenge it and want to go ahead and send it to the Supreme Court, and it would go ahead and get struck down immediately. All right, it would honestly be one of the fastest freaking cases in the Supreme Court. It would go ahead and be in there for like 5 minutes, and then it's done. Like, in all honesty. But are the Republicans going to do that? No, they're not. They're not, because they're stupid. All right. Like, any state can go ahead and challenge this, and they would win. But are they going to? No. All right. I'm surprised that Texas or Florida hasn't done this. By the way, like DeSantis campaign, if you want to go ahead and get a jump in the polls, have Florida challenge that law. DeSantis, go ahead and challenge that law. But guess what? You're not going to do that. But I'm just saying, if you were smart enough, you would do it, and that would bring your poll numbers up. All right? Just saying. Are you going to do it? No. No, you're not. You're not. I'm just saying, the nominees in the Republican primary, all the people in the Republican primary, if they would listen to me right now, man, they would be getting up in the polls faster. But are they going to? No. No. Not going to happen. All right, the middle class is slammed. Yep. Additionally, home buyers have been hit with both rising mortgage rates from 2.8% to 6.7%, and rising home prices by 22%, nearly doubling monthly mortgage on a medium-priced home from $1,174 to $2,271. Oh, yeah, they needed to hire me last summer. Yeah, they did. Damn right. Damn freaking right. Yeah, so, like, what? Don't worry, guys. This is good. You're not able to pay off your home because, let's be honest, you're making about $2,500 a month, roughly. Maybe about $3,000 a month. And so you only have $800 to pay for other bills, and you've got to feed your family with that too. So you're stuck with like about $100 in your savings after that. Don't worry, guys. Everything's good, though. Everything's fine. All right. Industry handouts. Oh, my God. There's so many fucking handouts from this administration. But I'll be honest, there's so many handouts from every administration. This isn't just to the Biden family, the Biden crime family, the Biden crime administration. It isn't just them. All right? It happened under Trump. It happened under Obama, Bush, Clinton, H.W. Bush, even Reagan. All right? Industry handouts happens all the time. But it's ridiculous how much handouts that this president has been doing. Handing out money to have green initiatives. We got to be green, everyone. Have to be green. Fuck you. Your green power doesn't work. Now, if you went ahead and say like, hey, let's go ahead and do, I don't know, nuclear energy, where it would power everyone's homes for a long ass time and would cost people several dollars. Is that going to happen? No, because uh, the politicians don't want that to. Just so. All right. But yeah, that was the New York Post saying all that. Can you believe that the New York Post was saying this stuff, guys? Like, when you've lost the New York Post or the New York Times or whatever the fuck it was, there's something wrong. Huh. All right. We got so many more. Should we talk? Let's go ahead and make sure we got everything situated correctly. So we don't need that one anymore. Okay. All right. This is by Steve Huntley. Which one is this called again? Like what? All right, so we're just not going to tell me what the freaking headline for this one is. All right, so we're just going to. I know it's failures, but I'm not sure which ones it's talking about. Don't want to repeat stuff. All right, so that will be over here. All right. Oh, we're going to talk about this one next. All right, you know what? New York Times. All right, well, hold that up from you, Krabby Turtle. Just give me a second here. All right. Okay. All right. Where? Put it in the chat. There it is. All right, we're going to look at Krabby Turtle's thing first here. If it'll let me pull it up. All right. All right. So I guess it's not going to let me pull it up for some reason. So, well, let's see. White House slams MTG. All right. There it is. White House slams MTG for threatening the halt of federal funding over Biden impeachment inquiry. Well, I was actually about to talk about that too. So it's a good thing to have it. All right. So the White House tore into Marjorie Taylor Greene this weekend after she threatened to vote against the government fully open if the House of Representatives fails to start an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. The last thing the American people deserve is for extreme House members to trigger government shutdowns that hurts the economy, undermines our disaster. Fucking Andrew Bates. Like, who gives a shit? Like, Andrew Bates, you're an idiot. Look, I mean, the Democrats the same thing. All right, and it's just a fact that they did. All right, the Democrats have done the same thing over and over again that they're accusing the Republicans to do it from doing. Right? Yeah. So I'm not sure if you guys saw this one with the Biden impeachment. Let me go ahead and pull that up here. Let me figure out which one of these it is. Oh yeah, it's the one with McCarthy. Everyone's favorite FBI director, McCarthy. All right. The New York Times. McCarthy tries to leverage Biden impeachment to avoid shutdown. Oh, Speaker McCarthy. Sorry. Didn't look at this. So, Speaker McCarthy. So he's offering an argument to go ahead and start the impeachment inquiries to go ahead and stop the shutdowns. All right. So, so is this a good move for the Republicans? Yes. However, will anything get done? Not really. But here's the thing: Biden will be impeached by the end of this month. He will. That's just a fact. And you're going to have impeachment hearings starting up. But is anything going to happen from it? No. But the American people are going to go ahead and get the information that they need against the president to make informed decisions about everything that has been going on in the past several years because of all the dealings that he's had with his son and Ukraine and China. uh, They're going to have all the evidence that they need. Everything. We're going to have all the evidence that we need. So it's a good move for Republicans. However, are the Democrat voters and are the independent voters going to go ahead and say, like, oh, yeah, this is a good move, or are they going to say it's a witch hunt? Democrat voters are 100% going to say it's a witch hunt. However, it all depends on what the independents think for the Republicans in the next election. All right. So, what do I think? I think the independents, after seeing this information, they're going to go ahead and vote for whoever the candidate is on the right. Brandon, look, it's most likely going to be Trump. All right, like 99.999%, it's going to be Trump. All right. Right? So the independents are 100 are most likely going to vote for him. They're probably going. I think we're going to have like a split of like 51% of independents going for Trump. All right, so you need a split of 51% of independents going for Trump, and you need about 20% of the black vote, and then like about 10, 15% from the other minorities, and then like about 5% to maybe like about another 10% to 20% of women turning out for Trump, and he wins the election easily, hands down, easily. That's all that he has to do. So it's all about numbers, people. It's all about those figures. So getting this information out, it will help American people make an informed decision. However, when it comes to women in particular, all right, the women tend to be one policy voters. Is what I've noticed. Well, they tend to, all right. I think like about it's about 50-50, in all honesty. Could be wrong. All right. So, however, now let's talk about the man voters. So the people are actually men. They tend to be voters that have like three issues that they focus on, three to five, right? And that's what they care about. Logistically, all right, the average voter only cares about three key issues. And if the Republicans go ahead and run on these three key issues right now, they will win. All right. This is what something that the Trump campaign needs to do as well. They need to look at this. One, the economy. All right. The economy. It is freaking terrible. The economy is awful. Right? You got to go ahead and you got to talk about what you would do different about the economy. Two, all right, the social stuff. All right, so I'm talking about like the transing of the kids, everything like that. You got to talk about that. You got to talk about how the LGBT is actually going after the children because we actually do have proof of that. Even them being a women's sport, you got to go ahead and capitalize on that information right there. Now, that third one that they have to capitalize on, other than those two, and it's simple. It's so freaking simple. Just pointing out the failures of the Biden administration. All right. And like this is the problem what Trump has been doing in the Republican primary. All right. Look, Trump, you're so ahead in the polls. You shouldn't be going ahead and firing off cylinders right now. What you need to do is focus on like you're already The nominee, because let's be honest, most likely are going to be like 99.99999% like it's not even whether or not it's a 50-50 chance. You're like 100% going to be the nominee. So you need to go ahead and already focus on that you're running against Joe Biden and not Ron DeSantis. Because Ron DeSantis is like about 30, 40 points behind you in the polls, right? You need to go ahead, turn that war path, all right? Focus on the DNC Biden administration, all right? You should not be talking about the enemies in the Republican Party right now. Right now, you should not be talking about that. When you're president, we can get reelected. 100%. Go after them. However, this is not a way to win voters at this time, especially ones that are independents and ever Trumpers. All right. That's how you've got to go ahead and lead everything. This goes for every single person, by the way, too. Even the people that are running on the Democrat side of the ticket, that they're looking to go ahead and make some improvements. So RFK, he's got to do the same thing. All Republicans got to do the same thing. If you have any hope in being an actual nominee for any of the parties, you got to focus on those three key issues. Those three key issues are what are going to be coming up every single time during the election cycle. All right, it's that simple. You're only seeing it on the state and federal levels, even on the local levels next year. All right, and, and that is going to be all the questions when they have some of these debates where they have actual audience members ask them questions about it. That is going to go ahead and be the questions that you're going to be seeing. It. All right, you're going to have Joe Biden sitting there being blank faced, asking what he's going to do different for the economy. It's going to look right on its works. It worked. Huh? Oh, that's the way. Re-election. All right. And all that Trump has to do, all right, what he has to focus on is the first 3 years of his presidency. Focuses on those 3 years. All right. You focus on those 3 years, Trump, you win. Hands down. Easily. Just say. You easily win. All right. Now let's talk about the hypocrisy of the Biden administration real quick. Back when Joe Biden tells Congress it's never a good bet to bet against America. Joe, your entire presidency is betting against America. The entire presidency is. That's just a fact, Joe. Your entire presidency is betting against the American people because all that you care about are the people in, like, I don't know, countries that aren't even part of the US, like Ukraine. That's all that you care about. While Hawaii's burning up and not getting any money from you. Getting that, if they do get relief packages, you're making sure that relief to Ukraine's bundled in. What's Japan doing? They're going to go ahead and take over Hawaii. They're taking care of Hawaii. They're going to go ahead. They're sending relief packages to Hawaii, what you should be doing as the leader of the free world. But are you doing that? No, you're making sure that Ukraine is good to go because they have information on you that you don't want to be getting out. I guarantee that Zelensky's blackmailing the hell out of the Biden administration. Oh, they're 100% blackmail. And that's going to be the interesting part about the impeachment inquiries. All right, when the impeachment happens, we're going to be seeing all this stuff come out, and then we should need to go ahead and have the messages between him and Zelensky as well. If the Republicans are smart enough to do this, oh my God, there's going to be so much information at the fingertips of the American people for the first time in decades about a corrupt politician that's running the country into the ground. Let's all right. Not going to talk about this one anymore. Let's talk about Biden's failures in the first 100 days of the presidency. This is from the Washington Examiner. So, that's no one since FDR has pushed such sweeping change. Bullshit. So, let's talk about everything. So, back then, Joe Biden, as you guys can see here, if I need to, I'll go ahead and zoom in real quick. So, this was Joe Biden's approval rating in the 100 days of the presidency, right here. All right, freaking awful. All right, that has since gone down tremendously. 90% approval. So there's so many of these failures, but we're going to only touch up on a few of them. All right, they have 100 failures for 100 days. But let's talk about several of them here. Obviously, he promised unity, but only pushes for a partisan and progressive agenda. Now, the country is more divided than it has ever been because of Joe Biden on a political spectrum. Now, ever the American people agree that Joe Biden. So that has brought them unity in some places. Yeah, failed to reopen schools. We know that. He signed more executive orders in his first week than any past president, ignoring the role of the legislative branch. Yeah. He called Trump a dictator, and he went ahead and been dictatorial. He went ahead and been dictator. Dictator right there. All right. Has no plan to address the border crisis. Yep. Started, has no plan for it. Actually selling off parts of the wall right now. Aside, Vice President Harris, who once compared ICE to the KKK as the border czar. Hmm. Apparently, ICE is a racist group. You know, the people that are supposed to go ahead and make sure that there aren't any illegals in the country. They're a racist hate group. Terminated a national emergency at the southern border. And now we have so many more people. At a 400% increase in migrants is apprehended in March 2021 compared to March 2020. And it's gotten even worse since then. All right. As you guys can see, there's so many just in the first 100 days of the presidency. Right? Like, not to mention with the halt of oil and gas on federal lands, gas would have been under a freaking dollar if he didn't close down the pipelines. Under a dollar. Easily, right? Gas would have been so freaking cheap by using the pipelines. What do they do? They close the pipeline, right? And it's actually even worse for the environment because they're buzzing around everything now. Even worse for the environment. They allowed California to set stricter fuel standards. Everything has to be electric in California. Within like the next 10 years, I think it is. Cancel President Trump plan to let physicians prescribe an opiate treatment drug. Oh, all right. Let's see. What else do we want to talk about? Push the Department of Justice to obtain substantial gun reforms that attack the Second Amendment rights of law abiding citizens. You know what? Let's talk about that right now. All right, we're talking about this. All right. There has never been a president that is so more against the Second Amendment than Joe Biden. All right. Pushing these gun restrictions and going ahead and taking them out of law abiding citizens shall not be infringed is written in the Constitution, and every single politician has gone ahead. Like, you know what? Who needs shall not be infringed? We do not know what infringed means. Fucking hell. So, Biden administration keeps on pursuing all of this stuff. And guess what? Joe Biden's son ends up getting a handgun that he's not supposed to have because he lied on federal forms. And he ends up getting the sweetheart of most sweetheart deals ever, sweetheart. And going ahead and it's so beautiful. But the actual American people have stuff to say about it and have things going on. Nothing to see here, right, folks? Nothing to see here. Everything's good. Everything's fine. You're not allowed to have guns, though. You're not allowed to protect yourself. So, but you know, the founding fathers knew that if there's a tyrannical government, such as the Biden administration, that you're supposed to rise up. Gonna do that. No, they're not. Not for a while. Not until the next election cycle. If they don't get their way, not going to happen. Should have happened a while ago, but it ain't. Kind of simple. But the gun restrictions that are happening, all right. Freaking founding father James Madison, who wrote the Second Amendment at a younger age than myself at this time, him, he freaking knew what he was doing. Back in the War of 1812, when they asked him, "Hey, can we have cannons?" He goes like, "Fuck yeah, you can have cannons. You can have artillery." The Second Amendment is there because you're supposed to have the same things as the U.S. government. And well, people are like, "Oh well, the Second Amendment only it's only for militias." Well, no, what militia is it's the American people. It's everyday citizens. All right, you are a militia. That's it. That's it. That's all that it is. You are the militia. So don't tell me anything otherwise because you don't know anything because you're so brain dead that you can't go ahead and figure that out for yourself. It's just simple. It's in black and white that they made it so easy that a freaking third grader can understand it. But you, having several law degrees, cannot. You cannot. You have a degree from Harvard. You have a degree in some bullshit. All right, the smartest people, the people that we elect, that can't read at a third grade level. Like honestly, they can't. They would know what they're doing is illegal. They probably do, but they just don't give a shit. All right, it is. But if they actually cared about you, they'd go ahead and say, like, yeah, you're right. We shouldn't be doing any of this. And that's why when I run for president, we're getting rid of this bullshit. I'm telling Congress to go back to the drawing board with everything. I'm looking at everything 100%. I'm looking at every single law and looking at it and going like, this shouldn't be happening. This should not exist. Going back to the drawing board, we're cutting those out when I get elected. And you know what? We are going to actually have a surplus in the budget, and we're going to actually pay it off. By the way, guys, we would have had a surplus in the budget if COVID didn't happen. Just saying, that's even more proof that it was orchestrated by a certain political group. You're going to have a you're going to have a surplus in the budget. Not sure if you guys knew that. All right, let's talk about Hunter Biden stuff. You know what? You guys got stuff for me to react to? Try, Trap some stuff in. We'll watch it after the end of this stuff. All right. Let's talk about Biden's use of fake names and emails that could cost him the presidency. All right. Last year at an event at the White House, former President Obama jokingly referred to the current president as Vice President Biden at the time. No, he wasn't. That wasn't a joke. He's right. Obama's pulling the strings right now, so he's still. In 2020, Obama had famously warned fellow Democrats don't underestimate the ability uh, of Joes to fuck things up. You know what? We're going to make that a t shirt. We're going to put that on a t shirt for you guys. So let's talk about Joe's emails. All right. A trusted FBI source said a Ukrainian businessman had said that he paid a bribe to Joe Biden, but noted that they were told to avoid using his name and to transfer the money through a complex of series of accounts. Huh. Moreover, the request to Congress followed the discovery that staffers had used Biden's fake government account, Robert L. Peters, at pci.gov, to send a message about the meeting and Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko, whatever the fuck, the CC to Hunter Biden. Huh. Once again, there may be innocent explanations for such emails and that the use of an alias. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. As a public official, there isn't. However, given other evidence and corruption and influence peddling, it seems obvious that the information must be reviewed. No shit. All right, that's one of many fake accounts that Biden has. Many. All right, I think they said that there was like I think there was like several hundred, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe several hundred emails from fake accounts, but holy shit. But bet you guys don't know about this one right here. This is from Judicial Watch. Secret FBI records on Hunter Biden. All right. When the government decides to investigate ordinary citizens, it can be enormous, intrusive power. Such was the case after January 6th. This is, this is confirmed in 90 pages of records from the executive officer for the United States Attorneys, a component of the Department of Justice that was recently obtained in our Freedom of Information Act lawsuit. The documents detail troubling, unprecedented deployment of federal resources to prosecute Americans caught up in the January 6th disturbance. The documents seem to describe a massive political and spy operation squandering as a law enforcement operation. It's a thing. All right, now let's get into this Biden stuff as well. Well, so the stuff with the Proud Boys. Well, I scrolled through and I saw Proud Boys. We got to read this. January 25th, 2021, confidential draft chart indicates staff assignments. Several lead AUSAs, assistant U.S. attorneys, are listed. One assigned to white nationalist militias. Two others are assigned to the Proud Boys. Another is assigned to Oath Keepers. Um, except the Proud Boys aren't a white nationalist militia. The chart identifies branch 2 priority incidents and subjects it to takes are to investigate specific incidents compromising the capital attack branch. Investigations are staffed by criminal division sections and designated lead prosecutors reporting to their supervisors. Oh, this is interesting. Fuck. Let's get to the Hunter stuff. Yeah. FBI says it won't produce records on investigation to help Hunter Biden on missing gun due to ongoing criminal investigation. A federal court judge orders September 6th hearing on records dispute. A federal court just scheduled a hearing for next week in our lawsuit for records regarding the gun owned by Hunter Biden that reportedly was thrown in a trash can at a Delaware grocery store. In joint status to the court, the FBI stated it would not produce records about the incident due to ongoing criminal investigation. Well, here's the thing: the Freedom of Information Act it goes ahead and guess what? It goes ahead and disputes all of that. The FBI actually has to go ahead and forfeit all that information if it's requested by a media or by the American people if it's in national interest. So the FBI is actually wrong in this case, which they are in so many. FBI claims that it has completed the search for records. No, they fucking haven't. Yeah, so like there's so much shit. But yeah, secrets out there, folks. Secrets out there. All right. Yeah, you guys haven't heard of anything from Judicial Watch. You got to check them out, guys. Like, they're fantastic. They're great. Great. Judicial Watch is a great news organization. They're amazing. All right. Now let's talk about more of this. Analysis of Hunter Biden's hard drive shows he his firm took in about 11 million from 2013 to 2018, and they spent it fast. This is from NBC News. This is back in May 19th in 2022. We knew this information in the 2020 election, but these Democrat news organizations went ahead and they said, "Hey, we're not going to go ahead and pursue this." How we know? The documents and analysis, which don't show that he did too earn millions from Chinese partners, raise questions about national security, business ethics, and potential legal exposure. In December 2020, Biden acknowledged in a statement that he was the subject of federal investigation into his taxes. That's what we knew this stuff back in 2019 and back in 2020, and all of these news organizations didn't touch up on it. Well, no, the only mainstream news media outlet that did it was Fox News, the faux news network. They were the only ones that touched up on it. Much as I hate Fox News, they did something right in that instance. They dropped a bombshell right before the debate. But did anyone else cover it? No, they did not. Leaving the American people without substantial information that would have helped them make their decision. Because that's more than 30% of voters that voted for Joe Biden in 2020 had said if they knew that information, they would have voted for Trump instead. And Trump would have been in the White House now. This is why we need to also investigate these news media outlets for not going ahead and giving the American people the information that we need to know. The American people should go ahead and they should sue these news organizations, all right? We should be suing them because they are going ahead and they are restricting information that you need to know. All right? It's that simple, guys. Yes. We've known this for a while, and the news media is just now breaking out into it within the last freaking year or so. Now they're giving that information to it when we should have known about it back in 2020 and back in 2019. They just do not care. They do not care about the information that you need to make a rightful decision. This is why I say that you shouldn't be trusting the news media. You shouldn't be trusting your politicians. You question everything. You question what is going on every single time. But what are we supposed to say? Nothing? We're supposed to just turn a blind eye to everything? I don't know. I'll tell you this, we shouldn't. We shouldn't be doing that at all. We shouldn't be trusting these news outlets whatsoever, especially since they went ahead and they stopped reporting the news as soon as it was beneficial to the party that they aligned. That's all they're doing. And it pisses me off. Should piss you off too. All right. Let's see. Do we have anything that you guys want me to react to? We'll be on here for a few more minutes. Let's see if you guys have any videos. To be honest, I haven't seen anything like in the last several days. So while I'm looking for a historical quote, go ahead and get some videos popping up in the chat. Chat like names of videos, anything like that. So go ahead and ask me questions too. We need questions out here. All right. All right. All right. Yeah. So we got anything that you want to ask me right now? No. We're about to end the show unless we got other things to talk about. All right. I'll tell you what. I'll try to find something that we can react to. We got Freedom Tunes in the box. All right. Yeah. Why?
Oh, our next guest is just great. He's returning to the public after a long hiatus. I want to welcome back SARS-CoV-2.
That's right, I'm back.
It's so great. It's so great to hear you're going on tour again.
Yes, well, there's nothing more rewarding than making people cough, and I've got some new material that I really think is going to kill.
That's great. So what kind of lockdown policies are you hoping to see? How many unvaccinated Republicans do you think you're going to get?
I'm really not here to get political.
What?
I'm trying to get to the pure essence of my craft lately and attack indiscriminately. I mean, I'm going to get the people you don't like. Those are the ones who will get infected.
What the heck was that?
What?
You don't want to get political?
Fauci, I got into this business to make people cough, and now sometimes I don't even feel like I'm a real virus. I've become one of those political viruses.
So what?
So what? Every time I kill someone, it's, oh, look, the dumb anti-science Republican died, or, the Democrat got the jab 7 times and look where that got him. It's never COVID, the terrible and deadly plague has struck us once more. I tremble before thee, O invisible death.
I'll never be like the greats.
This is how you've branded yourself. Get over it.
Is it? The Republicans didn't believe I even existed, and the Democrats thought I wouldn't infect them if they were at their BLM rallies or got their jab. Yeah, politics helped me to go viral. It launched my career, but that's not what I asked for. I'm finished. The audience is tired of it. I'm tired of it. We need to move on.
Are you forgetting who made you?
You made nothing. I mutated myself in a bat.
Oh, your backstory's as manufactured as everyone else's in this business. COVID? Or should I call you Guanzhongbingdu?
Where did you hear that name?
A little bird flu told it to me. I could destroy you like a puppy in a science experiment. And if you stop serving my purposes, I will. Do we have an understanding? Or is that too political for you?
Oh, I'm gonna get ya, but not after curfew, and not if you're protesting. That's right. Better listen to Fauci.
I'm too busy to read the Bible today.
But you're not too busy to sit around on the couch. Hollow will help you fit your Bible reading in. Hollow's the #1 Christian.
All right, that was a good one. All right, guys, we're gonna end it off right here. All right, but gotta do our historical quote real quick. This is from Muhammad Ali. I know where I'm going, and I know the truth, and I don't have to be what you want me to be. I'm free to be what I want. I know where I'm going, and I know the truth, and I don't want to be what you want me to be. I'm free to be what I want. All right? That was once again by Muhammad Ali, a great man. Thank you, and God bless.